Hi, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever I find you today. I've been trying to go live, we're not even live. I've been trying to record this for a while, and I've really been struggling with what to talk to you about and what to teach to you about, right? And so I decided we're going to try something. So when I first started teaching yoga years ago, I would ask my class like what was hurting, and kind of do like a choose your own adventure class. So I would take like, what everybody said was hurting, and then weave a class together based on that information. And so it's fun because it puts me in a state of like being fully just in it and letting kind of like the odds do whatever they're gonna do. So we're gonna draw a card. My mom got me these cards for Christmas, and so I've just started playing with them a little bit, and I like them, so I'm not super familiar with them yet. So the Moth and the Eucalyptus, an ending. Okay, does that give me anything? Well, we could definitely... Okay, I know where I could take the flow based on a moth. That's easy for me. And then let's see if we learn anything else here. I'm Kate. I teach yoga. I do Reiki and assisted stretch. I am just, a soul-led individual. I've refound that part of myself, and I am trying to help other lovely beings do the same. So if ever I challenge you, it is only out of love. And I have learned that about myself, that maybe I'm just here to make people uncomfortable. And that's the great ride. So an ending. The Moth and Eucalyptus is a number 13 for a reason. It mirrors the meaning of the death card in a traditional tarot deck. The death card rarely indicates literal death, but rather marks an ending of some kind and provides us with the knowledge and power to let go. The moth shown here is the death's head hawk moth, named for its unique skull-like marking on its back. The death's head is nocturnal, and like all moths, it flies towards the light. Eucalyptus is a symbol of protection, and as the oil from this plant can be used to guard against and soothe a variety of ailments. When I pulled it, actually was reversed, which is, your resistance to change is preventing you from embracing your full potential. It's okay to let go and move forward, as painful as it may be at first. Loosening your grip on the past will open the door to transformation. How can I be more accepting of change? What tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? Okay, so things that are coming up for me, right, is, I'll get better at not saying that word so much, is when we go through transitions, I think, myself included, I don't think we always smoothly transition from point A to point B. Take a cat analogy, right? So a cat Lincoln, I'm sure he will come and visit us at some point during this. He's a scaredy cat. And so if there's like a very loud noise and he's in the middle of doing something, he is going to stop, he's going to run, he's going to and freak out a little bit, right? And if he does that when he's on my person, on my body, he will like dig his nails in and kind of hurt into me. It does not feel good. So it's sidebar. I actually just 2 nights ago had some water next to my bed, and he loves to drink the water next to my bed, which of course I don't want him to do. So anyways, I was trying to get him to stop, and I have this runner on my side table here. You can see the edge of it here. And as I went to move him, he grabbed onto that. We pull the whole thing, the water, make a freaking mess. Of course, it's all on me, right? So literally, actually, I love that I just told that story, is like, okay, so I set this trap up for him with the water, and he pulls. And that makes the whole situation worse, because it ends up getting into, I have a power strip like right under there. Water got in the socket. I mean, it was a whole flaring mess, let me tell you. And he, this, I had to let everything dry back out. I just repositioned it like, 36, 48 hours later. And so all that to say is like resistance, right? To change, to transition. Like, he's just doing what he wants to do. He wants to drink some water. And there I come, life, the storm, the person controlling, the vessel in which he lives. And I'm like gripping at him and pulling away at it. And I think we don't transition well. We don't always move through stuff well. And I think in a lot of ways that's why we have to have these big endings, these big dramatic deaths in our life, so we can transition, so we can move through it and grow through it and find our way to the other side. And so we did just have a full moon. I don't whenever you watch this, right? But moon's all about transition, and it's always moving through a wax and a wane. And so now that we're in the back half of this, right, this would be the waning half, when the moon's going to start getting smaller and it's going to go back into the darkness. And so I think it's funny. This is also talking about like the light, right? And then I'm drawn quickly to oil and eucalyptus oil, but that being oil being used as light, used for light purposes. So I think we kind of need maybe some lubrication, some assistance, some help as we move through these transitions and changes. We need that like to help us progress. So what I would say to you as we come into this, what's on my heart and soul is, please don't just sit and denial about it, right? Let the ending be the end, and invite in a new. And I think so often our hanging on to this past, this time previously, is that we're just kind of like scared to walk through the door, scared to make that transition, that pass through, because like so much of our past is warm and comfortable and safe, right? And it is easier to live as an unsafe known feels safer than even a pretty safe unknown, right? Like, and I've been living this. It's been 3 weeks. It's been before Christmas since I posted here, right? And it's like, it's the fear. It's the acceptance of, I could be great at this. Like, this could be my calling. But if I don't walk through the door, if you don't walk through the door, if we continue to resist, Lincoln is just off camera here, if we continue to resist and grip onto that, maybe what are we missing out on? What are we missing out on? In the acceptance of change, in the acceptance of seasons. That one hit me. Fuck. All right, maybe we'll do this again. This was cool. All right, so what I'd like to do is call you into your heart space, and we're going to start there. And the first thing we're going to do here is just love on the heart a little bit. Give yourself just a little care and say, hey, Kate, insert your name here. I forgive you for the choices that you've made along the way. And I forgive myself for Not accepting this change. Not accepting this transition and giving it the time to do what it needs to do. Letting the water come to a boil. And when I, pull the lid off, it's time to put the food in. It's time to cook the pasta. It's time to make the meal. It's time to prepare the food so it can be consumed. Taking some time to breathe. Where's your breath going naturally? And let's guide it up towards the heart. Let it fill up through the chest, out to the shoulders. And let the hand press back on the chest as you deflate back towards yourself. Relax into the body. Inhale, rising back up through the chest. Exhale, the hand press down on the chest. Deflate. Tip the pelvis back. Inhale, rise up. Chest expands. Exhale. Deflate. Hand presses in onto the chest. Chin tips in to the chest. Connecting the throat towards the heart. And allowing anything heavy on the heart to be expressed, to be moved through either out of the throat channel or through the arms in expression. Let the top of the head fall over your right shoulder. Draw your chin back to neutral at the top of the head. Fall over the left shoulder. Bring your chin back to neutral. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, your hands right to your heart. Let the thumbs relax on your chest. And take a moment to sit with the moth and that transition of being in dark and seeking light. Be ready to come out of the darkness. If so, what light are you going towards? Whose light? How do you get there? Is it your light? Hands find their way onto the knees. And I'm going to go ahead and spin around so you can sit next to me in class and wrap the elbows around the knees. Hands wrist to wrist. I'm just a touch of movement. Move that out of the way. That's an accident waiting to happen. Pivot from side to side, hip to hip. And find just a touch of movement back. So find your way just up onto your tiptoes. And then if you need to, you can even lift your feet. If you need to. If you can, lift your feet up just a little bit higher. We are going to work right into our core, into some balance. So bring the knees out parallel to the shoulders if you can find this next level. And then shoulders, knees. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. All kind of balance there if we can find it. Hold. Bring the hands off the knees. Oh, hey, buddy. Thank you. And then hands on the knees. Roll the back down. Feet to body. Let me get a little closer. My cat's going to help me here. Round the head down. And we're going to straighten our feet right up to the sky. Excuse me. Legs up the wall. And so, excuse me, buddy. We will tip the toes back towards the face. Reaching the legs up. If you need a micro bend in the knee, that's fine. But let's try, if possible, to straighten out through the hamstrings. Get all the length up through the back of the legs. And you see I've got my toes cranked back towards the face. And then, like wind, moving through the cattails. Just a little sway back and forth. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And we'll bring the knees into the chest. A little tighter. Round the chin up to the belly. Alright, and we're going to plant the left foot. Reach the right leg up to the sky. Take your hands along the back of the leg. And if you can stay up here and keep your core engaged, let's try that. We'll start with the toes flexed, hands on the calf. Should feel a little juicy. And then take the toe, let it relax away. Your foot's going to lower down to the bottom of the mat. We'll slide that foot back towards the body. Lower the head down now. Draw the chin in. Reaching up. Flex the toes back towards the body. Slowly, as you tip your toes down, on your way back to the earth. We'll slide that right foot in. We're going to stretch the left leg out now. And flex the toes up to the sky, back towards the face. Reach your hands up the back of the leg. Find a nice stretch. This first one we're going to try to do with our core engaged, if you can find it. And use the toes. Tipping back, falling down to the earth. And then climb the foot, slither back towards the body. And drawing in, lowering the head down, straighten the foot up to the sky, flex the toes back towards the face. Sweep the toes. Falling down and back towards the body. And then inhale, straighten up, flex the toes. Exhale, let the toes tip. Guide the foot to the earth. And back to the body. We're going to let our knees fall onto one another. And the feet tip out wide. Like knock-kneed here. And then let your knees roll from side to side. Alright. Take your hands along each side of the body, and you can even grab onto your mat if you have it. If you're laying on your bed or something like that today while you're doing that, that's totally fine. Maybe you hold onto your bed sheets or the blanket, whatever you're using in this moment. And we're going to just find our way into a bridge. I like to start with the heels pretty close to the body. You want to be able to, the tips of your middle fingers can touch the backs of the heels. We'll inhale, press the hips up to the sky, and you're rounding your pelvis up, tipping the pelvis towards the sky. You're pressing your bits, your unmentionables up towards the sky, and squeezing at the bum. You're going to take your quads and think about them squeezing into alignment as well. Ooh, yeah. You're going to lower, think about your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then lower the hips down. Tip your pelvis back down. We'll straighten our legs up to the sky. Grab your legs as high up as you can go. You might be here, you might be here, you may be up here. And hands behind the knees. And we're going to start to rock. And we want to rock back up to seated. You can hold your toes up if you want a challenge when you get here. Or you could be, by golly, blessed to be here and find your way just right into a bound angle. Bound angle is what you probably know as like maybe butterfly in a gym class before. I'm going to just say I love my life form mat because you see how perfectly my knees fit in there for my bound angle. So now that we're here in this lovely, this is like one of my favorites, we're going to start by leaning into one side, and we'll start with your right side down, and you're going to take the heel of your left hand, press it down on kind of the chubbier part of your knee, and lean away. Now, if your knee is up here, you might need to be doing more like this, hand supporting below the knee. You might not be able to press into this part and find this, or you might be doing this. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. So, we'll press down here, breathe into that hip. And then we're going to shimmy to the other side. Relax your elbow down and straighten the other arm. Again, maybe just find what you found on the other side. We'll match that. And finding our way back to center. We're going to support the outsides of the knees. Draw the knees together. Keep your feet together like they're in a book. You know, we're going to keep the bottoms of our feet together. And we'll sway. Let the knees fall open while the elbows try to keep the knees shut. Alright. And we're going to stretch out our right leg beside you. Or it's your left leg. If you're mirroring me, we are. We'll take the hand along the leg, slide down. We want to stay in the hip, so you want to stay into this side. Kind of think about that elbow connecting down, like we just did. And then we're going to tip to the other side. Elbows kind of come down. Reach the hand up to the sky and fall, looking down at the earth. Unhook the hand. Ooh, slide back towards the leg. Switch to the other side. Right leg draws out, left in. And we're going to stay in this hip. So just tip your body down. Elbow settles, and then you can straighten the arm down the leg. Let your head hang heavier towards the knee. And then you're going to lean into the left side. Right hand comes up. And running our way back into our center, bringing the feet back up. Alright, we're going to try this again. Alright, so tippy 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 toes, come up off of the mat. You can either, you're start here, toes on the earth. You'll lift the feet, lift the feet. We can take the feet up just parallel to the knees. Knees, shoulders. See if we can stay parallel. Find your way into your core. And then as you slide your hands on your legs, we're going to stay here in boat, right? Now, if this doesn't feel safe for you, keep your hands on your thighs. Stay a little closer. That's fine. We're all going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The hands on the back of the legs. Use the thighs, hands and thigh connection, to round down. Bring your knees into your chest. Find a little movement along the low back. Okay. We're going to straighten the left leg up to the sky. The right leg straightens to the bottom of the mat. And reaching your right arm up to the sky. So left leg up, right leg down, right arm up to the above you, above your head. Left hand is by your side. All right. So we're going to take the right hand and reach up to the outside of the left ankle. You can get to the, the ball of the ankle. That'd be great. And lay back down. We're going to bring the right foot up, lower the left foot down, switch the cross of our arms. So the right hand's down. The left hand is going to reach up to the outside of the right ankle. Lower back down. Alright, so can we do that a little bit faster? And so as we inhale, leg and switch. Drawing the body up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, switch. Exhale, hold. Inhale, right hand, left ankle. Exhale. Inhale, switch. And that's enough. We'll bring the knees into the chest and a little sway from side to side. Just want to get our heart pumping. We want to feel into that part of the body. So take your hands on the knees. Take your knees out towards a bound angle. And then bring the knees back together towards the center. Inhale, swinging the knees out. Exhale, back to center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Reach the feet up to the sky. And we're going to take the hands on the back of the thighs again. See if we can round up. Hold in a boat. Hold, hold, hold. Maybe the hands are off the thighs. Make it a little harder. And round back into your round angle. Let yourself relax into a nice stretch here. Chin rounds into the chest. Your knees may not be as low as mine. You may be up here, but still try to find your way. Chin in. Think about your presidential fitness test in school and how flexible you are. I would love to take on my presidential fitness test again at this point in my life. I think I'd be far more equipped than my little immature body was equipped to do all those things. I was so chubby. I just wasn't strong yet. I just hadn't found strength yet. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of a challenge here today. I've made a lot of these pretty easy, but this one's going to be a little bit more difficult here at the part. So I really wanted to work in some balance today, but I just don't want to show my camera, for filming purposes. So we're going to try a different version of a balance challenge today. And I don't know the best way to show you this, so I may fumble around a little bit here for a second. So just bear with me if that's the case. But otherwise, we're going to take our hands, or at least a hand on the outside of the foot. If you can just do one hand, that's cool. Just think of this one as like riding a bucking bronco or riding a horse or something like that. Again, you could have one hand on the saddle, on the horn of the saddle, or you could have, two hands on the horn of the saddle. It just is how experienced of a rider you are. Okay? So as we work into this, if you need one hand, two hands, right, you're going to see where we want one eventually, is we're going to guide the feet a little further from the body. And let's see if this is a little better for me to do it this way. And guide the feet a little further from the body. And if you want to bring that other hand up like you're riding a horse, cool. That's fine. You do you, boo. Right? So bringing that up, you want to try the other hand, right? Play into that. We want to find balance in our life. Okay, so this is safe. If you have to, this is safe. If you have to, this is safe. Okay? And you can just hang out in this stretch while we goof around for just a minute. Alright, so now that we're here, and we feel comfortable in our bucking bronco or wherever you found yourself, let's take our left foot in the hand, and we're going to start on the outside of the foot. And so your knee may bend and tight. And you know how we do, if you've done any yoga for happy baby, when we're on the ground. We'll do that in a little bit. But we're going to kind of work our way there for a second. And then if you can, straighten into your left leg. Alright, seeing that my other foot is still up off of the ground. Hence the balance of all this. We'll bring that left foot in. We're going to switch to the other side. If you need that bend first, that kind of happy baby position, I think it's a little harder, honestly, than stretching your leg out. Again, you can have a bend in the knee. I'll show you that. Bend in the knee. Or you could have a straight leg. Okay? And then, if it so serves, find your way back into the center balance of your hips. I think that's important to mention. We want to, so if you need to sit back down, maybe. I want to get back in the middle of my mat, in the middle of my little triangle there. All right, coming back up. Being in the middle of that, and see, and go just like this. Are you able? And you do want to kind of dome your belly button towards the spine. Helps to keep balance. We'll bring our feet back down and together. Ground down. Stretch your left leg out. Just move the hip back and forth, kind of, help with the toe, but if you can roll and move, so feel pretty good. We're just imagining that this is all, we're a boat, right? And so the ship ain't gonna move, the water's gonna move, so we just let the water move us. We'll switch to the other side real quick, get another stretch in. You guys don't maybe do this as often as I do, and if I need it, if I'm being called to do it, it's because you guys maybe need a little TLC. Don't hurt yourself. And that toe, right, is falling to the ground. Forward, let that happen. Okay. Ooh, cracked. We'll bring that leg back in. Now we're going to straighten our legs out and just, again, I do this a lot. So we'll tip our toes in towards one another, a little bit pigeon, and slide towards the feet. You may find your way really low here. You may find yourself kind of just rounding in, chin into the chest, third eye melts down. And you can slide a little closer to the feet. Feet back towards the body. Hands back around the knees. Elbows around the knees. And our knees are falling out towards our elbows. We'll bring the toes just off of the mat. Again, you could start to find your way into the boat that you like. We're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the thighs, Use that support to roll down and draw into your chest. We'll wiggle the feet onto the mat, hands down by each side. You can touch the backs of the heels with the tips of your fingers. Inhale, press your hips up to the sky, staying center of front of your bridge. Squeezing the bum up, pressing your pelvis to the sky, quads draw together. Taking your time to round this back down one by one, tipping the pelvis, drawing the knees into the body, taking your knees this time around together, and back to the right, going to the left and off to the right, then the opposite way. If you do the other way, it doesn't matter. Right, and then left. One more time. Around, using the inhale to get you there, exhale to get them back. Okay, I talked about happy baby. The feet fly to the sky and the knees fall from side to side. I'll show you this way. Yeah, push my feet are up in the air. That's exactly what you think it is. And we'll round the hips. Feeling through that low back a little bit. And we'll stretch that left leg down as the right knee comes in. Draw your chin into the knee. Hand on the outside of the knee. Draw the knee across the body. Reach the right arm out. Your left hand is along the outside of that left knee. So your knee could draw down. But we really want this right shoulder planted and stretching, so it's more important that right shoulder's down and we get that knee down. So right shoulder goes down, again that knee towards the earth. Should bring a nice stretch along your spine and into your hip. And I'll show you this on the other side so you can see that. We'll unwind. Stamp your right foot into the mat. The left ankle is going to cross over the right knee. Interlace the left hand through your leg. Whoop. Right hand comes around. Your hands are going to go on top of the knee or behind the knee. So maybe you're here, maybe you're here. We want to bring it in really tight towards your body. And go around your nose up towards your knee. And if you'd like, take this left elbow into the thigh, and you're pressing the thigh away. Away. Thank you, buddy. He thought I needed you. If you want to flex your feet. And, alright, we'll bring the left knee into the body now. That right leg stretches down to the bottom of the mat. Take your left hand on the outside of the hip. We reach, your right hand, excuse me. Your left hand's going to reach back out towards the earth, holding you here as the right hand draws the body across. And as you reach back, you should feel, can you hear, buddy? Thank you. You feel a nice stretch just along the spine here and into the hip. That's where you're sending your breath, is down the spine and into that left hip as you reach back for a beautiful kitty lovin'. Thanks, buddy. You're so in tune. You're so in tune. He says, everybody needs my purring. The people needs my purring. I don't think you're wrong, buddy. I don't think you're wrong about that. Plant the right foot. Cross the left ankle. Around. Right hand. Oh my gosh. Did I just do the same side? I did. I'm so sorry. No, I didn't. I just did this wrong. Okay, so I brought us back wrong. Forgive me. We just need to cross the other leg. Forgive me. I'm usually smoother. Right hand comes through the knee, left hand comes around. Come on, buddy. That's helpful. And so that knee, you're gripping it. Your hands could be behind the knee if you need to protect it a little bit. And you're drawing up nose to knee. You're a starling gun. You gonna let my foot pet you? That's funny. Flexing through the feet. And maybe you take this right elbow, guide the knee away, and it's going like that direction. Should set the hips real nicely. Lower that. Left foot down, right foot down. We're going to take one final bridge here. Hands along each side. We'll inhale. Push the hips up to the sky. Keep drawing up through the spine, the bum, the quads. And then we lower one vertebrae at a time. Hips, pelvis, knees knock together. Feet wiggle out wide. Stretch your arms out. And finding our way into what you'd like to do for your Shavasana. So maybe that is bringing your feet just down to the bottom of the mat, hands out into a T, or maybe up in a U, or even hands underneath your head. Supported and safe by yourself. And we'll relax down. I really like to think about my palms to the sky and available to acceptance, but you may be more in a state, more in transition, that you're wanting to ground and feel your way through the dark. So whatever serves. And then start to connect each part of your body deeper into the earth, starting with your back, expanding and grounding, getting wider. The bum, let it be as big as it is and needs to be. Shoulders relax down deep. Elbows settle. The heels of your feet settle. And the back of your head starts to ground and be comforted by the energetic pull of the earth. If you haven't already closed your eyes, and just allow the body to melt down deeper. Taking in this opportunity to meld with the earth. Lose yourself in a dreamlike state. Pulling one more card for you in this space. May you find your success. Like the chipmunk and laurel, symbolize a new venture that will surely lead to success. The chipmunk often takes the road less traveled, finding hidden pathways and adventure along the way. The laurel is a symbol of victory, used to crown the winners in the ancient Olympic Games. Together, they tell us to take charge of our destiny, carve our own path, and find success. Forge a unique path toward your desires. The road to achieving your goals is hardly ever straight and easy, but the journey is ultimately rewarding. I know you have had many great successes in your life that are worth celebrating. There you are, being crowned by the laurel as a symbol of victory. And with this, what are you winning? What is a success you're most proud of? Is there a new path to be carved out in order to live your truth? You can pause the video and stay here as long as you'd like. But as you are ready, draw the body into some movement, wiggling the toes and the fingers, pulling up from the earth. Any energy you're meant to take with you, bringing that together towards the body, having some movement in the feet, climbing the feet towards the body, and rounding your body to one side. Cradle your head in your arm and take your final moment of solace. And here we are in this season of transition, in this tight little ball. What is it that you are transitioning away from, that you wish to leave in the dark? When you break out of this shell, what light are you going towards? What success can you find? And is there a new quest to be won? Starting to draw the body up, pressing the hands down into the earth, finding your way into a final seated posture with me here. Together, we'll inhale our hands up to the sky and draw the hands back over the body, bathing in that goodness that we've received. One more inhale. Coming through prayer, stopping at the third eye, may we find our wisdom and see it down to the throat. May we find our voice to express it. And then finally to the heart. May we be open to the emotions we have and let them tell us more about ourselves and what we're going through. And let us use our heart as a guiding principle. And if we've found our way away from that, let's start to navigate our way back home in our heart. The light in me bows and honors to the light in each of you. Namaste.